Okay, guys, welcome. Happy Monday. Welcome to our team call. I got a message earlier from another coach. She's not on our team. I don't know whose team she's on, but I just know she's a coach. And she said, "Hey, I wanted to send you a message and tell you you just seem so, in all caps, happy. Not that you weren't happy before, but like extra." So I guess I'm extra happy. Maybe it's because it's 2020 and I'm so excited for where our team is going and the goals that we have set. And the 60-day challenge is just rocking my world. I am overwhelmed with how well everyone is doing. The group started at 43 coaches. We're down to 32. So there has been some people who have fallen off, but I knew that was going to happen. I wasn't naive to think that everyone would stay and be 100% in the group. And that's okay because everybody has different goals and everyone's at different places and different seasons in their life and in their business. But again, the point of the group was to get back to basics and for the cream to rise and for me to see who I should really be spending my time with to help move your guys' business forward this year. So tonight we have a special guest speaker. His name is Vito Fata. As you heard, he is very colorful and awesome. So if you don't know, I don't have an upline in the business. A woman signed me up and then a few years later quit. So I was inherited by her coach, who is Natalie Tanasi, who is my dear friend in life, but only because of this business. So I was inherited by her, who her coach is Shelly, who her coach is her husband, whose coach is Vito, and Vito's coach is Trina. So that is where we fall, and I'm sure there are a lot of other people in that mix before you come to us, but we are deep down in Vito's downline, but he takes wonderful care of me and the team, and he is always willing to help us out because we are one of the top producers in his organization, and he wants to make sure that whatever we need, he's going to take care of us. So he's going to chit chat with us tonight. He is incredible and so giving and generous and absolutely brilliant. He's 15-star diamond lifetime and in the Legacy Club, which means he has made over $1 million with Beachbody. And he does that on a yearly basis, not just one time. So he knows what he's talking about. So get your pens and papers out and take some notes because he's going to rock our world, and you can take it away.
Danny would love being with this team and whatnot. Katie, great to have you again, girl, and see that. Only down floor is Andrea is on this call, and I'm just like, what? I wasn't prepared for that. Or, sweet, one of my favorite targets is right back on the call. Just kidding, Andrea. Love you. Good to see you, girl. See that you're still kicking. But, ladies, I want to do this a little bit where, like, I can rattle off some things for you, or I can also go, like, what I really love doing in these things is laser coaching and hearing that one thing that if you're like, I got time with somebody that can pick apart my brain or share with me something, what is that? So I'm open. I got a couple things that I think kind of what I was just sharing with Katie, and you guys were kind of listening into that. Let me give you some thoughts on that as far as what we're seeing in the market. And then I might literally just start calling on you and be like, Alexandra, you're up. What's your question? What are you doing? Where you at? What the hell, is Danny not crazy? That is honestly my question around the house and whatnot, that kind of stuff. Feel free to talk how you want. But first thing I just want you guys to talk about is real quick is like, so you guys notice that it's a really loud marketplace out there, right? And the big battle, whether it's Beachbody coaching or the fact that like I coach people how to build their brands. So out in that market too, where it's people building their personal brands, building their businesses and just different way from network marketing, the battle is still the same. With there's so much out now that you've got a couple things that are people are struggling with. The information overload is easy, abundant, constantly happening. So it makes us have to be like, holy cow, if I don't start choosing clarity of one thing that I'm out there in the market getting known for, you just get lost and diffused because the market can't hear a consistent message long enough to know who you are, what you do, what you're about, what transformation and result you deliver to people. So it just gets ignored as like, it's okay. but it ain't stirring them where they're like, this is the go-to person that can help me achieve XYZ. So we're at a place in the market that if you're not creating a consistent message that's around one mission, one method, one transformation, and you're not at it for a long time, it's going to be really tough to achieve that thing. Well, I'm not saying you can't make an extra 500,000, 2,000. Is every like, hold on, I should back this train up a second. Is everybody here on this call like wants 6 figures and up, or you're like, we're dabblers, we want to make an extra 1,000? Because otherwise my coaching will suck. You'll be like, fuck, this guy's a dick. Like, he's just talking about like 6-figure shit and whatnot. I just want to know how to put out a couple posts, do that little stuff. You'll hate me. But if you're like, I want to know how to think and to lead and to market, to control my destiny in the way I make money for the rest of my life, then let's keep this conversation going. Because it's about really figuring out your marketing and your selling process in relation to your authority and positioning with what you want to do. So what's your mission? If you're not clear on that, because if it's just like, I want to sell some challenge packs and I want to make Success Club, that's not a mission. Those are metrics that let us know if we're marching towards our mission. But what's your mission? Is it like, I want to help stay-at-home moms, or, yeah, let's just use that. I'm going to present stay-at-home moms make $1,000 a month so that they never have to get a part-time job and can afford what they want to do for their children without stress, worry, and freaking out about, oh my God, we can't put him in to sports club because we don't got the money. I'm making shit up, but that's not too bad. Where you're like, that's my thing. I really want to help women do that because I hate the idea that moms have to put their kids into a daycare or get a sitter, and then they get time away from their kids, and then they're not really doing some work that they like. They're working at Best Buy or whatnot, and they're like, this sucks, I hate my life. We are like, no, not when today it's easy to have an at-home business, control your own destiny, decide how much money you want to make, do it with something that you love and towards something that matters in this world. And that becomes the mission. And you're clear on that. And you start getting good at articulating that to your market. Because you might think it in your head, you might write it in your journals, but are you articulating it to your market so that they're like, okay, Emily's my girl on that. She's just, Jesus Christ, Emily's been around for like 2 years, beating the drum of this, like, hey, stay-at-home moms, why are you not like taking control and taking power back and deciding to be like, I don't ever have to work for no man. I don't have to be just like the Eddie Murphy, like, what have you done for me lately, Eddie? Oh my God, have any of you seen Raw, or did I just totally date myself like 30 fucking years? But if you have not seen Eddie Murphy Raw, you must go back into the archives and see Eddie Murphy Raw because it's a classic thing. But that becomes your message and your mission, that all your focus is. So I'm trying not to laugh because I saw Danny's effing comment pop up that I'm just like, oh, I want to retaliate right now. But that your market starts to know you for it, and you've gotten good at talking about it. Because we all suck in the beginning of our marketing and our sales message until we keep on refining it and getting better at it. But what's tough is when you don't do the work that I always say is much better done with a bottle of wine, many times, yearly, kind of like weekly, where you're not sitting down and thinking about, what am I about? And what is this mission about? And what is this message about? And what am I trying to do in the world? And what kind of a role model am I trying to be? And what thought leadership can I bring? What perspective can I add? What insights, what lessons, what training to a world that desperately needs more positive voices, no matter how small? Because this is what's shifting as well in the market right now, quantity versus quality. The old game used to be, and especially in the online world and same in network marketing, Used to be get as many people in, get as much, try to drive as much volume, and you know you're going to lose a lot. I mean, kind of Danny was even talking about 43 down to 30. She's kind and polite. I'm weed out the fucking weak. I'm like, if you can't hang, great. There's a natural filter of action taking in the world that we like. To the people that have achieved success, when they hear people talking, we're instantly just looking for proof, consistency, conviction, and these things to be like, you could talk a great game, but we'll see it in action. We'll see it if you're actually out there doing the work versus talking about it. And the number one tell that somebody isn't going to make it is excuse making. Like a leader, a thought leader will just, the minute they hear excuses, they're like, ooh, no self-efficacy in this person, no personal responsibility. This is a poser. And posers are weeded out in the market today. And I'm saying that because your actions are the tell that we'll all see. And so does your market. So you know what? If else in 2020, then banish the here and there. I'm here for a little bit, then I'm over there for a little bit. I'm here, I'm there. I do it a little, I don't do it. I do it. If you just banish that and develop a consistent message and mission aimed to a particular audience, you will start getting the traction that changes your business. Does that make sense? Now, kind of what I was sharing with Katie about that is we got to turn it from just posts to showing there's a method to your madness, if you will. And there's a method to your approach. Because in a world where there's so much information coming in, the market's struggling with integration. Well, what do I do though? What's the steps? And how do I start taking action on that? So when you're the person that actually has steps and an action plan, you step into guide, mentor role, and then the market views you different because they're like, oh, this is a shepherd, whatever word you want to use, you get the idea. Be Yoda, if you will. In my market, you're the like Luke Skywalkers as much as I would like to say you're all really the Darth Vaders because he's my favorite character. Doesn't matter, he's on the dark side. You should all come to the dark side. But nonetheless, you in your market are Yodas. It's like to Danny, she's Yoda, you're Luke Skywalker. But every time that goes one level down, it flips. To your market, you're Yodas, they're the hero. To make the hero win. But that means did not Yoda, I can't believe I'm using Star Wars references like this and like just roll with it, people. Because Yoda and Obi-Wan, they always taught. And that's what made them mentors. That's what made them the freaking masters, if you will. So start coming up with your like, these are my principles. I'm making up different ways you can do this. These are like my 5 principles of like the visionary life, the hard charger life, the boss babes life, whatever. Because in that, you guys get to start teaching and practicing your own mindset, things that have helped you. It's your turn to go pass it on to your market and learn how to teach it because you will learn it better. You will even better. You will become it when you start teaching it. So what are your principles, the mindset stuff, the beliefs, whatever way you want to do that? What are those so that those can become videos, signature posts that you do, that you're like, great. You all ever heard me ever talk about the 5 freedoms? The 5 freedoms is a pillar thing that I talk about in my market because that's what most people want out there. And then we teach them that freedom actually means control, blah, blah, blah. And that's a whole philosophy that we teach. Do you have your philosophies? Because that's authority and positioning in your market. Does that make sense? So build that archive, that story box of those things, and then take a look at what you've successfully been able to do in 2 categories, your health and fitness, and your beginning to take control of your financial futures, your careers, your businesses. because all of you are one step ahead of the person that has never started their own business. So you are qualified enough to be like, these are some of the steps. The thing about this business is it's not like you don't have to reinvent this shit. You just have to figure out how to say it in your way. But then sometimes step out of the business and be like, what can I do to have my unique flavor of attracting people to this business without looking like every other Beachbody coach? So what is that thing where you're like, for stay-at-home, I'm going to pretend I'm making this crap up right now, but stay-at-home moms, you'd be like, well, my 5 steps are: number 1, decide you really want it. So no, I think I want it. I want it when it's okay. I want it when the kids are totally fine. But if the kids are sick, I don't really want it. I want it when everything is good and the week was awesome, but not when that bitch at work pissed me off and whatnot, or this and that, or the mom in the PTA club like said something and I'm pissed off about it. So this week I can't fucking work my business. Not that kind of decide I want it, but to decide I want it because it matters to me right now. And the life I want to live is this for my daughter, this for my spouse, this for my freaking family. And you have that conviction behind it. Then you might be like, step 2, like choose a thing you love, because then you never have to sell. And then you make your story about that and why choosing something that you love is a pillar in actually being able to start your own thing without quitting, giving up, getting tired of it. Step 3, like get a business model. Make a business decision, whatever way I speak all, dude, go get dressed. And that, Hannah, grab them, that you're like, pick a business model. And that might be like where you're like, go ahead, choose a network marketing business, choose a freaking business, choose something. Great. 4, get a mentor. 5, get coaching, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. I'm making up ones off the top of my head. Can we grab him, Anna?
Yeah, he wants to say that.
I got like 20 people here. Andrea's wasted. It's tough here. It's tough.
All right. But he just has to
okay.
say hi.
Naked boy, everybody.
Just want to say hi.
Say, but yeah, that's right. You learn to be naked, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. Lots of ladies, you naked, like it. That's one of my pillars and principles. Crack myself up. But come up with your steps. And obviously it should roll into things like get the mentor, get the coach. That's basically seeding you as that person. Pick the business, you're seeding, Beachbody type thing. And then you're able to use your story to be like, I chose it this way. And then give them over the shoulder thinking. How you're like, yeah, when I was deciding to make it about what matters most, we sat down with my husband, we did this, we did that, and that's how we made this decision together. Great. When I was choosing the thing I loved, I was just like, I love fitness, health, and wellness because it's this and that. And I struggled with my health as a kid and blah, blah. Story. I chose a business model. Well, I didn't want to freaking open a brick and mortar. I didn't want to get a job. I didn't want to do whatever. So I chose network marketing. Great. I chose it in a company with stuff that I love. Look how I'm integrating my steps. Make it a sense? That allows you guys to build the most important thing in the market for somebody to believe in 2 things. Number 1, you, and number 2, themselves. Because the biggest struggle in the market is people don't believe themselves. They've tried things before and they failed before. So when it's just posting that's like, man, here's some decent stuff, but I don't ever have what we call authority in the market. It's just, it looks to me, it's like fly by night. It's okay, but you're not capturing attention. And attention is so hard in a crowded market that's why just getting the focus in 2020 of the message and the mission type thing and figuring out a couple steps to the method and these it allows you to just build time in market, time for people to hear you long enough. That's why you don't have the luxury anymore of no follow-up, not consistently putting out content. Like, I don't view posting just as content, where you're actually shooting some videos, building some assets, and getting stuff out there, because posts are just gone too much. that to me, it's the biggest differentiator about why 10 years in, I've never burnt out in this business because I have automation, I have assets and shit out there and also you just don't own social media. So that's a whole nother story. Just get a YouTube channel, get some stuff and start putting some videos out that go back that are a little bit longer than a second or two, because I firmly do not believe in the bullshit that some people are teaching out there, that everything needs to be 1 to 3 minute videos. What that's doing is making everybody stupider. That's making everybody just think, I don't really need to comprehend. I just need to look at some stuff, and if I get it, I got it. And I just want steps. It's a dangerous way to build wealth. You can't build wealth that way. You'll never build wealth. I don't know if you guys want to build wealth, but we're about wealth building. So we teach comprehension of the strategies, comprehension of the thinking, comprehension of the mindset, because in comprehension, you can adjust when things are wrong. A lot of reasons coaches are always like, hey, I need you to look at this. I need you to look at that. I'm like, fuck, that's enabling you. Not that I don't want to look and give feedback and stuff, but at some point I'm like, you got to learn how to think. So the post didn't work. How do you think about the post that didn't work? How do you look at it and you're like, oh, damn it, I didn't have any authority positioning in that as well. Shoot, I had like not a single story element. I didn't even relate it back to the viewer. I just felt like saying shit, but not making it about the viewer. I made it about me. Fuck, I made myself Luke, not Yoda. That's how you start to be able to assess what you're doing, and that's control and that's power. It's a much different way to build a business that you'll be here 10 years from now, still making multiple six figures. I've watched the people that came out, some of them making the Millionaire Club with me and whatnot, and their businesses are in the shitter. Mine ain't what it used to be, but it's still hundreds of thousands of freaking dollars a year on about 10 hours of work a week. Fuck, why? Because of these things. It's not like the light, fluffy stuff. I'm sure Danny and Angie and them guys, like, he never comes on and does light, fluffy shit, ever. It's always heavy duty. It's why his wife hates him. It's always heavy duty. It's always serious. It's always about business building and whatnot. I want you guys banking wealth building money. So I want you starting to think this way as marketers. You learn how to market, you control the destiny of this business forever. Because what was working right now ain't gonna work 3 years from now. But the principles will. The principles of like, how do I build my authority? How do I get positioning? How do I demonstrate leadership? How do I demonstrate perspective and understanding and comprehension and thought? You gotta get it? Make it a sense? So this year, what's gonna be your message and mission? What's gonna be your method? And finally, what will be your transformation for people? Is it finally like, have that $1,000 a month home business so you never have to worry about the bills again? Because that's a clear transformation. Never have to worry about the bills. Now, for you to be able to promise somebody never worry about the bills, you better know how to build a business that gets them to $1,000. And that means look at your process. Are you doing it consistently? Do you know how to be like, yeah, if I was doing it, I'm always like, I get them out of the gate with a challenge group. I get them going with a new thing. Then I teach them a retention strategy. I get them going out there to build their emerald, a step, this and that. And you're like, I have it mapped out on how I can get them to that quickly. Great. My system works. My coaching works. Go deeper with that method. Keep refining that message, more people into the system. Keep producing that result. Get the case studies and social proof. Market the case studies and so. And actually, Danny, that was a big one I was thinking about for you, is I want to see you market the case studies of who you work with more. That'll be really good authority and social proof for you. That was on the top of my head. I meant to tell you that. But I want you each building up that in the two categories, your health and fitness, because all of you have figured out steps to improve your health and fitness. Are you putting that out where you're like, yep, in 90 days, I can help you lose X amount, I really even say get pain-free, but you'd say lose 20 pounds in 10 weeks, blah, 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 or whatever your transformation is. I'm making up. Finally get off meds, finally get sanity, blah, 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 whatever your thing is. Figure out your health transformation and the business transformation. And even if it's not like a monetary one yet with the business, it's about what did you feel that you're like, I finally felt like I was taking control of my life. Good. That's the result and the transformation you're going to speak to right now. You ever feel that at your job or your corporate, or sometimes you're sitting around the house and you're like, I don't even have control of my life right now. I don't have control of my finances and it freaks me out. Well, that day I said no more and I started to take control back. And the way I did it was I started my business. I did blah, 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 blah. What about you? Do you want to start taking control? When's the day you're going to say no more? I can help you. Comment below, blah, 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 this and that. Click on an opt-in. Send me a smoke signal, blah, blah, blah. Makes sense?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So would you encourage, we have coaches on all spectrums on this call. So, some literally signed up a couple weeks ago, all the way up.
Oh my God, and you invited them to a call with me? Are you insane?
Hey, I'm trying to let the cream rise, right? So, and then all the way up to, Kat, who's been in this the longest with me, about 4.5 years. So, would you encourage them to just try to get customers, or would you say the power is in building their team?
The power is, please. The power is always in the team, But in the beginning, you will have more wins with the retail because the retail is going to pay you faster up front. So you're typically doing a dance between the two. What I just teach my coaches is you come out, you go challenge to retention program, take first challenge you ran, take social proof of those people, freshen up the marketing with the case studies and the social proof of the people that you just took through, remarket program number 1. Start doing that over and over and over again because granted, I think this would work for regular coaches as well. It's been my argument for a while. There's not many execute it this way. I work a lot with fit pros and studio owners and that kind of stuff. So they're a little bit more apt to do this way. I'm like, we all firmly believe that in the way society is today, that somebody new to health and fitness should clean their gut, their digestive system out before they even begin to worry about anything else. So it's why we almost always run the reset or the refresh and reboot as program number 1. Now we're starting to build the fact that we're like the second big problem out there is portions and emotional eating. So portion fix, step 2, to be mindset, step 3. Then you can start layering in at the same time. They don't have to be so distinct, but we like to layer in, you need to build muscle. So what's the muscle building program that you like? Lift 4. Like I would never start people in Transform 20. I mean, in the work ever. I'd be like, lift 4, it's easy to control, or the old P90, something basic depending upon your market, or P90X3. That's still one of my go-to favorites. Then you're like, hey, we got to teach you how to keep your heart rate strong. Keep your heart strong, and teach you how to be able to lean out on command. That's cardiovascular. That's where you go Transform 20, Insanity Max 30, whatever your favorite things are there. And then you're like, how to recover. Yoga retreat. How to do another soft cleanse 3-day refresh. It depends. Did the person come in on the 3-day refresh? Did the person come in on the reset? I try to have my people do a reset once a year, refreshes twice a year. Man, if you get it 3 times, the person just sometimes fucking is traveling a lot and dealing with shit like that. Oh well. But make that formula, if you will, and that is your sustainable life fitness formula. Where you're like, our sustainable fitness formula. where you're like, man, do you know how people yo-yo diet all the time and fall off their nutrition and fall off their fitness all the freaking time? Why? Because the freaking fad diets and freaking the bullshit out there and not being sustainable and travel and convenience, blah, blah, blah. You kind of get the idea. Create your product line of things, because then you can sell the whole formula. So when we do that, it becomes a system. So when you're out there always talking about, have you struggled with yo-yo? I'm going to pretend I'm making up crap. I'm going to pretend Katie struggled with yo-yo dieting. She finally breaks through because of her fitness in the program, Beachbody. But she starts to be like, I don't just help everybody with fitness. I help the woman that has struggled with yo-yo dieting and has tried everything, been to everyone, and is still freaking struggling. It's been 5 years, 10 years, and she's starting to just be like, I resign myself. I'm a yo-yo dieter. That's me. Katie comes in, I'm the yo-yo diet buster. I bust that shit because I struggled with it for 10 years. But then I discovered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps to do. And that's what I coach my people through, so that you don't have to keep on yo-yo dieting and look in the mirror and not be happy with who you see and what you are and what you're role modeling for your children. Katie helps do that in freaking 6 months. She's like, that goes goodbye. This is our formula. That becomes, you see how all of a sudden I chose the message, I chose the mission. I'm making up a method right now, but the transformation is ending yo-yo dieting. You just got to figure out what's the one that you were. I'm making up yo-yo dieting because that's a large one in the market that we're always dealing with in the fitness industry. But what's yours? And then what's your one for business? All of you have opted out of the ordinary freaking business, the ordinary job, the ordinary corporate, the ordinary way of thinking, and you opted into this extraordinary rise of visionaries that are like, I'm building my own business at home because it's never been easier. It's never been more available than today. Why the hell are you thinking like 1980 still? Then you got that. But bouncing back to Danny's thing, start with coaches getting their challenge and the thing up, running, get the customer base going, build your retention of Shakeology so that you've got the residual kicking in. You gotta shoot to be Emerald in 30 days. Like, I'm being a dick saying 30 days. I'm trying to be nice about it, but it should be like 1 to 2 weeks. But let's just go 30 days. Let's just like soften it. And you really got to be shooting to be diamond in 90 days. But 90 days with people going deep. If you just bring people on and can't get them to that 500 PV, you're just going to have that diamond business that makes $46. And that's just lame. At that point, it's just like, it's not really a business. That's, you just signed up your friends and family and whatnot, and you did all discount selling. You didn't add value that way, and you didn't really mentor that way. But build the team as fast as you can. Build depth in the team. So don't think just about your own recruitment. Think about the example today. Why am I doing this call? Because I'm like, I know the depth is in the bottom, is in the base of the business, 5 deep. So I'm like, of course, I'll do this because I understand how the business is built on the compounding nature of team volume. So I'm like, if Katie starts becoming another Danny and starts to build a 5-star plus, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, but with depth and quality, it pays my paycheck. Great. If Kathleen, if Alexandria, if Kayla, all those people start busting it out, pays my check because of depth. So right now, you guys just have 1 or 2 layers. So yet there's no reason to not be able to be like, let me do more with my team down. If they bring on people, how the hell do I help them? If those people bring on some people, how the hell do I help them? We keep on building the business. Truly, unfortunately, many people build it widthwise. I'll just keep on trying to bring on a ton of people, even though it's a two legs. When you're just bringing on people, it's really a flat line. You're not really going to get, it's still a flat line. That's the old pyramid scheme shit when you did it that way. But you can keep on bringing on people, but there's no depth going on. You don't have a business. The depth is when you just start drilling down and you start understanding, oh, hell, you can bring on 10 people in a year, but help those 10 people duplicate diamond, do the math on how many people that is below you. But we get stuck in Success Club and the multiples and the elite. The one thing I never did, and it's contrary to what many people coach and what many people, I never chased those things. I got them by just action taking and doing what I had to do. But my first metric wasn't the multiple diamonds and whatnot. I was fixated on make $1 million. So I built my business very differently. And people that study network marketing as a business understand the strategies about the money and the team volume and commissions. Does that make sense? So it's a little dance. Retail is going to be heavier up front. Coaching will be lighter. But if you go deep, they could both be going at the same exact time. And that was the beauty of it. Is that helpful? Cool. What are the questions?
Alex says that she's always been stuck with what her mission is and she can't figure out who she quite is yet.
Okay. Say that one more. Okay, I say, Alexander, I've always been stuck with my mission, still am to this day. So Alexandria, the piano of purpose is going to fall on you like tomorrow. So you're going to figure it out tomorrow. I'm just kidding. The piano of purpose will never fall on you. You're going to just choose something that matters to you. What matters to you? If I was to ask you right now, what matters and what is stuff that you've gone through that has been helping you achieve the next level that you want to turn around and help other people see the way?
Are you asking me or for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Being broke.
Oh, that was mine too.
Yeah. But it's hard, I guess, to talk about not being broke when you still feel broke. So I would love to help other people because I've found success here and there, but not to be consistently saying, come to me to help you financially, because I don't feel like I have any backing or any type of credentials to be like, I'm kind of broke now, but I can help you. So I'm not 100% sure, like, if that is something.
Okay, so I'm going to give you. Let me try to think through this with a couple steps with you. Number one, here's the thing that will definitely change that. Make this business make more money. Now that sounds stupid, right? That sounds just like, well, no fucking duh. But the ultimate thing I used in the beginning when I was broke that way, I had just such a conviction to never feel like anybody can take my income again, because I had been fired twice in my life for bullshit reasons. And I remember just losing that income, and I remember making a decision to myself, I will never let anybody control my fucking income again, ever. So I started studying everything business, everything marketing, everything sales. I studied money because I'm like, I want to know how to, like, I want to fucking make out with money. I want to roll around with it. I want to control it. I want to freaking have it be my bitch and have it be my friend and have it be my leverage and all those things. So I like nerded out on it. Still do to this day. I'm in a course about it right now. It's fucking amazing because it's about, you have to understand money's alchemy. Money is just a potion that you learn how to put together. So study it, because once you know the potion, it really starts to freaking get amazing out there. But so I say that by saying, go do it. I don't care what happens to you, Alexandria, that I'm like, you better be showing up. You better be doing the work. You better be figuring out if there's any mindset issues, if there's any scheduling stuff, if there's any reason why you are not working the business. You do away with it, because without that, you won't build the financial side of it. So you gut check you first. Am I doing everything I can be? Am I right in the right way? Am I showing up the right way? Am I supporting the right way? Am I the right way? So that I go, because if you do all those things, you, and I should say, and adding value the right way, because the market, you are compensated for value you deliver in the market. If you're doing all those things, you will have no choice but to become successful. You won't say it, you will be it. And that's around the house. If you're going to go out there and be able to say anything around this idea about let's go, just build your own. Because then you're like, you don't have that moment that you're having right now, Alexandria, where you're like, I can't say it. I feel weird about it. Because you're in it. You're this close. Your face is still in it like this. You learned to make the decision. You've learned to become convicted about that decision. You've learned to take a step. I didn't talk about it. I did my own business because I don't want to be broke anymore in my life. And I made it with a conviction of no more. I went and got my help from people. I got a mentor. I chose a business, the products that I love, and I've begun the journey. Right there, that's more coaching than 90% of what people have out there. Mm-hmm. So you have the ability to coach that. You're not promising, you're not yet at the level I'm like, I'm promising you yet how to go make $1,000 as a stay-at-home mom. I'm teaching you how to start your own business to begin the journey of claiming your financial future back. That becomes your promise until you can shift your promise. That's the thing. Don't worry about your purpose, your message shifting and evolving. But right now you need to pick one of them in the health and one of them in the life category, if you will, and go get after it. Until all of a sudden you're like, well, now I have the credibility to start saying, I can help you start making that business that replaces a job income. Oh, now all of a sudden it's a little bit more elevated. It's not just get started anymore. It's how to replace an income. Like that's when Danny can start making that. She's like, I could teach you how to start replacing an income of a job and of a healthy income. She's doing exceptionally well in this business. She'd be like, yeah, just, you got to be willing to, the thing is, and the things I would challenge you guys, because, Danny might be shy to say this, but I'd be like, mimic her thinking. Don't just look at what she's doing on spreadsheets and spreadsheets. I doubt she's doing spreadsheets, but in tallies and fucking check marks and in worksheets and handouts, which is all fantastic stuff. But the things that I've always been most impressed about Danny is how she thinks, and then how she behaves, and how she asks for help. Those three things have really defined her over the last, 4 or 5 years that I've known her. But a lot of times I watch coaches just trying to ask her about the tactics she does, but less about what do you think about in the morning? What do you think about when you're stuck in the business? What do you think about when you're doing this? How are you thinking about your market? How are you thinking about your growth? Those are like the questions. If I see a person doing that, I'm like, that person has it. That person has it, because they're asking next level questions. The market is too stuck in tactics and has no thinking. It's why I'm just not an advocate of the 1 to 3 minute shit. Train your people to learn how to be on a call for 51 freaking minutes, listening to a ranting, raving lunatic about how to go out there and grow your business. But nonetheless, sometimes lunatics get attention. What can I tell you? But more of you guys that start grabbing Danny on calls, be like, teach me here, not just social media posts, not just tactical wise, not just trackers, all good shit. Don't get me wrong. Please always listen to what I'm saying through the lens of, I don't take away from those things. I'm adding a different conversation than what other coaches usually do. because I want you guys to think outside the box, because outside the box, outside the margins, outside the fucking lines is where life is being won. Outside that comfort zone. Does that make sense? Cool. Is that helpful, Alexandria? Cool. And then you also asked, would you recommend starting with the Ultimate Set for non-fit pros? Yeah, 100%. I just think the market in general has major digestive problems from all the processed foods and all the lack of eating and nutrient poor foods out there. And most people never cleaned out their body. That if you want to get them such a win that they're like, son of a bitch, what the fuck is this? I haven't felt my body in like 17 years. I can actually see something of it and whatnot. And like, I've filled the fucking toilet regularly. They will like be on you like, oh my God, I love you. I love you. I poop. It's amazing and whatnot. Like, honestly, I think if we started a wave, the like poop wave across America, I think we've got a freaking good transformation. Good night, Bobby. Good night, Baba. That the world is really struggling with that. So when you can come in also with the authority and the messaging of like, we got to clean out your system. We got to clean out your digestive tract. Because do you know what it's causing? It's causing the energy problems, the bloat, the cravings. How many ladies would you know if you went, ladies, would you love to get rid of the energy doldrums and the bloat and the energy cravings? How many women would be like, oh, bitches, I'll take that, please. I can't handle my cravings anymore. Da, da, da. And oh my God, the bloat. I swear to God, I almost punched my husband when he was just like, is that your jeans or you just fucking bloated tonight? Blah, blah, blah. I almost punched him. I almost killed him. I almost killed the motherfucker. Well, you're like, ladies, I actually have the solution to that. We're going to reset your body. Because when you learn how to clean it out and you got better digestion, your body actually processes the food. And when your body processes the food, it doesn't bloat out. And because you're actually getting the nutrients, your energy's up. So your cravings go down. So you stop fucking eating 16 candy bars in the day. How good would your body look if you weren't eating 16 candy bars? I got you back. I'll help you. Let's go with the reset or the refresh.
You're literally out of control. Kayla has a question. She is a new coach and she wants clarity because she is currently a part of other companies as well.
Oh, okay. Kayla, ask me this question because I'm not sure what I'm working on. No, it's not you.
Okay, so I actually was a former hairstylist,
Mm-hmm.
and I recently had partnered with the company Monate just because I have so many past clients, friends that always ask me hair product questions. So it was funny when that was the first thing that you said about find a good product. But I never was a fitness gal. My husband was super fit. He's in the military, and it just never was my thing. And within the last 3-4 months, I found it. I don't know what it was. I don't know what changed. I'm still really trying to figure out what shifted in my mental capacity of going, holy crap, I actually like to work out. I like this feeling. What I'm running into when I go to post or when I'm sharing, aside from really good friends, I don't know how to rid. I don't even want to say rid, but I have this title that friends and family and people on social media know me for, which is from doing hair. I'm the military wife. I stay at home and I've homeschooled my girls. So now that I've transitioned and I'm finding something like fitness and changing my health, I don't want to feel like that person, like you said, that is a poser. I'm a newbie. I'm a novice, and I'm okay with that. Like, I love learning new things. But I think that's where I need my mindset shift or that guidance, how to share that.
Totally gotcha. So let's take this. Number one, embrace the newbie, and you're just figuring this out. So fantastic that you're open and you ask the question. Way to have the freaking courage to do that. Most people sit quietly in the back and say nothing. Good job, girl. Now, so let me see if I'm going to let's just run here because it's but you're like, when it came to the hair product, like, I love them because these are freaking quality and they make your hair super healthy and it looks great and it's just got the bounce and all that kind of stuff like that. But you're like, I chose them because when I go out there and look for stuff, I have a set of expectations and ethics about the product. I'm like, I look for the good shit. And it's got to be something that's quality. I'm making crap up, but you get the idea. Now you're like, but you know what? In my life, I've recognized I'm not just one thing. Like all people, we're many things, right? And you're like, for years, I struggled with my health and my fitness. And 4 months ago, I found my health and my fitness, and it's freaking like firing me up. And the best thing about it is, because I've tried many things in trying to find my fitness, but I couldn't find really quality trainers, or if I found a trainer, they was just in the session. I found very little that would ever talk to me outside. I tried those couple different things on TV and whatnot, and I just struggled. And the thing was, I was never really looking for the quality product the same way I was when it came to my hair. And that's what everybody knew me for, was the hair girl and the hair this and that, and I had whatever. But now I've found fitness. I recognize there's so many people behind me that might be using products that aren't quality, that have no help, that don't have the support, and they're out there struggling the same way I did for years. But then I figured out a couple things. Number one, if you're going to freaking get your health in order, get your gut clean, because it's sometimes just been so backed up that, no pun intended, but you're literally full of crap. And you got to get that out. And once that's done, I finally recognized that, like, if you start doing this with your fitness, that happens. And then when you have somebody supportive, for me, it was this wacko Danny. But, oh, man, and when the girl's not at Disney, she's at least freaking helping me out and whatnot, this and that. So you get that. Do you see how all of a sudden I'm speaking of your transition? I'm telling the story of your transition while also dropping what would be value, teaching along the way. Right. And you're going to beat that drum and try it from a lot of angles, a lot of hooks, a lot of different ways, until you start finding your method for, like, being like, this is the one that's resonating with them the most. Or when I cover these 3 points, my market really gets onto it because I'm finally speaking it from their angle, their work, etc. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
So, and don't worry about a transition, because in the world today, the transition is going on constantly. They found, now the research is, nobody stays at a job for more than 8 years. So how many times are people going to transition in their careers now? It's going to be nonstop. So don't worry about transition. You have to worry about the message of the pivot. What made you pivot? Does it have a message? Is there a reason why? Did you learn something from it and now you're reaching back to others? You build the authority when you keep on doing that for a while. Cool?
Yes, thank you. That really, really helps that mental shift in kind of viewing it that way.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Anybody else got one other one or so before I got to bounce out?
Emily had a question. So
I never worked out before either.
She's really good with meal plans, and she literally creates meal plans. She creates a menu every week.
Who's this, Melissa?
Emily.
Oh, Emily.
Yeah.
Emily.
So she's finding that she attracts a lot of people who want her to create meal plans for them, but they're not people who want to work the business because they don't feel like they can offer that same thing.
Okay. Emily, are you a nutritionist? Are you?
No. So I've just been doing my own studies for the last probably 4 or 5 years, taking different courses online and things. So I'm not certified in anything.
That's okay. You're not getting into macro splits and all that. You're just getting into good, solid food strategy, etc. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Are you charging for that meal plan service?
I do not. I know. Dumb, but I have not. So actually, that's one of the things that got me into really like wanting to coach and things like that, because I was like, okay, rather than trying to figure out creating a business of doing this, I can just offer that also, because I love doing it. Yeah. So really, it's like an extra thing I do for free on top of just coaching.
That's a quick way to go broke and hate yourself later on. Yeah. So stop doing that. Number one, stop doing that. Okay. Unless you're going to be like it's lapsed now, but I was nutrition certified and all that kind of stuff like that. So I used to build my own shit like you, but I never sold the meal plan service, because a meal plan is a service and services are commoditized. So I learned how to instead sell the transformation. So 21-day slim downs and blah, blah, blah. I used to make my own, even with Beachbody to this day, I make my own programs, 21-day slim down. And in it, I would have Shakeology, my meal plans with Shakeology tucked inside my meal plans. And then either they would be training at my gym. Later on, I would replace training at the gym with Beachbody workouts and whatnot. And the only way they could get those things was you must do the program. So I wouldn't sell a meal plan separate from the transformation program. So if I was you, I would be bundling your meal plan that must have Shakeology plugged into it into a program and sell the program. I don't care if it's the 3-day refresh, but you're also including another 21-day meal plan or whatnot, whatever you want. Like I ended up with that kind of stuff. I built my own, instead of the 3-day refresh, I created the refresh and reboot, which is a 30-day challenge program where I had the 3-day refresh at the front side. It's actually 24-day, but it's a 3-day refresh, then 21 days of Shakeology and the meal plan, plus the fitness program is in it. But I'm like, Beachbody didn't come up with that long of a program. So I'm like, I'm going to take the refresh, blend it with my own reboot program, etc. So package your own shit, or take, you must do BOD, Shakeology in 30 days in my program, and you follow my meal plan, but you're also going to do a workout and make a workout calendar up. Be like, Mondays is with Sean T, Tuesdays is with Tony, Wednesdays is with Shalene, Autumn, and Joel, making crap up. And you're like, but pick your favorite workouts and make a calendar and say, I've got a 30-day, like, rock your bod, I'm making shit up here. Rock your bod challenge. That would be package it. That's it. Stop selling the meal plan service. Sell the transformation program. Bundle your meal plan service in there, but they must buy it and they have to buy the challenge pack system for it or whatnot. And then then you'll be like, but take the meal plans and just be like, I'm done. Like I made my set of 5. They go in my programs. I don't got to sit here doing $10 hour work making meal plans for people.
Yeah.
Instead, I want to be selling $200-$300 transformation programs, making my commitment, but automate the fucker so that you don't have to keep on repeating it. But to the market, you're like, I run a refresh and reboot. I got a rock the bod program, and I got this. That's what I'm known for. Oh, you heard about my rock the bod pro?
Okay.
Yep, that's it. It comes like this. This is what's in it. But I actually would never sell this is what's in it. I'd sell this is what it does for you. This is what it helps you solve, etc. Unless you're going to go out there and create your own brand and figure out a way to like make money with those meal plans, you are trading dollars for hours doing like $20 work. There's no money in meal plans. There's money in transformation. We can't sell service and stuff. We need to sell results and transformation. And that's fitness and business. It doesn't matter. I know that's a little, I'm not trying to like discourage you from it, Emily. I'm just trying to help you understand what way to leverage it to do more good.
Right.
Get known for something so you build better authority, better brand, better marketing, and get paid better.
Okay. I like that because, I mean, really, I've been doing that for, so long. And I have had actually a couple people, like friends of mine or coworkers, they're like, could you put together a meal plan? And, I actually did a 21-day fix.
So here's what I ask them. Why do they need when they say, can you put together a meal plan? You're like, yeah, why do you need a meal plan, by the way? What do they say when you ask them, why do you need a meal plan?
Because they're lazy and they travel a lot. Like literally, like the people that I've done it for are legitimately like, if they could, they would literally just eat McDonald's every day and drink Rockstar. Like that's all they would do. It's terrifying.
And then so why do they want to get a meal plan? Besides lazy and travel, are they?
Because they know that they feel like shit. They know that they feel like shit, but they won't like take the initiative to do anything about it. Like on their
Right.
own.
And they don't want to feel like shit anymore. They want to feel like what?
Good for, the 3 weeks that they'll actually follow it, and then they fall off.
So this is just based upon what you're telling me. I'm going to shift my answer in a slightly different way. Ditch those motherfuckers. And
the short-term people.
Yeah. I mean, there's like, I was just speaking about this at a conference. I'm like, the freeloaders and the cheapskates and the non-committed and the non-invested will do nothing but drain your energy and your business.
Well, yeah, and I was chasing those people, and I was like, what in the fuck am I doing? Like, this is stupid.
There you go.
This is exhausting.
Now,
I'm just doing circles.
I hope I just validated you were doing some whack-ass shit, and you should stop. Yeah. And you should just get a better quality audience. I mean, do you have any idea just the difference when you bring quality versus quantity, and the people that are invested and committed versus butt wipers and fucking things like that? Oh my God, just your own energy, your own sanity. Because you're like, yay, I've got people that want to get after some stuff. This is fun. This is strategic. This is like life-changing as compared to, I got to convince you to not have McDonald's and Rockstar. Dude, in the famous words of Scrooge McDuck, die and decrease the surplus population already. You guys never watch A Christmas Carol?
Oh my God.
I know this is why my wife says nobody likes me, but nonetheless, I want you to get away from those people. You deserve a better quality. You deserve a better audience by valuing you and what you do in the world. Everyone here, just stop devaluing yourselves. Stop devaluing your worth by thinking I'm not good enough. I don't have enough time in. Who am I and whatnot? Who are any of us until we started and until we stayed at it and until we're still at it? That's why mission is so awesome, because mission is infinite. It doesn't end. I was like talking with my financial planners and whatnot, and they're like, what years are we trying to do the retirement thing at? I'm like, what the fuck do you mean retirement, man? I'm like, I won't be doing it like this, but I'll be doing something. Even if I'm just walking around my vineyard, freaking doing that, I'm still actively engaged in my business, because I'm like, this is my mission, and I want to go out like drinking wine. Like, that's how I plan on dying. Hopefully it's just like I'm on a stage, like, oh, when he drops dead on stage, I'd be like, I went the way I wanted. All right. Everybody freaked out a little bit for that day, but cue the Pearl Jam and everything's fine. And off we freaking go. But you got to have that mindset of like, I'm not in this to dabble or play a little bit. You're in this to build your financial futures, freedom, control, all those things, all the things that are being denied average people. But the people that are adaptive and not choosing to live average, but choosing to adapt into extraordinary, they're the ones claiming the market, claiming their lives and living great and a preciously short life. So value you. Get out of your own way, ladies, and just understand you are worth it. You've got stuff. You got a great team. You got great leaders. You got great support with each other. You got trainings. You got systems. There is a thing called Audible and books to train your brain. Just make it consistent. Like, don't read just the feel good. Like, you're worth it. Remember Stewie's. That's an amazing book. That's an amazing fucking book.
We're reading it as a team this month.
Beautiful. That's good. That's solid. And then keep on reading. Pick a marketing book or pick a sales book and things like that, so that you guys are also training your professional skills. You write your own tickets. You guys can write your own checks at this business from there. Cool? Oof, there is no, like, that is a loaded question. Number one book. Because like, as you can tell, I have lots of books. It just depends on number one book in what category that you're thinking about. But, I would, in my tops is definitely that Start With Why, because why is about understanding your mission. And mission is at the heart of all of our marketing, all at the heart of all of our leadership and our speaking, that you can't go wrong with there. But then depending on, like, you might not like the Seth Godin The Purple Cow is a good little intro book about uniqueness in the market. So that's a good little thing to like get in your heads, like, I got to stand out like a purple cow. And the way you stand out today is, in a business like this, is only your message. That's the only distinction, is your message, proof that you have a method that delivers a said result. You guys just have to decide on what result you want to provide. Oh, Purple Cow Day. Cool.
You should not call a group of women cows.
Cool. All right. I have to bounce before
Okay.
the dog stabs me.
That's okay. Let's take a picture really quick. All right, everybody smile. 1, 2, cheese. Great job. Vito, thank you so much. We appreciate your time and you staying